Let's explore the last one of the transform centers. It's located at the bottom of this flyout, and it's called Use Transform Coordinate Center. Think of this as the origin point of the current reference coordinate system. This might be the least understood, but most powerful transform center tool that you have. I'll select all the objects, and right now we're using the selection center. I'll change that to the transform coordinate center, and you may have noticed that the transform gizmo jumped just a bit. I can rotate the objects about this point. Now, what is this point anyway? I said it was the origin point of the current reference coordinate system, so it must have something to do with the view system, right? Well, it turns out that the origin point of the view system is at the center of the viewport, and this becomes obvious if we pan. Look at that. The gizmo stays put in the middle of the viewport, allowing me to rotate the selection about that point. So this is a very powerful tool because it allows you to position the transform gizmo right where you want it, and then you can either rotate or scale objects about that point. Watch what happens if we change the reference coordinate system to world. The transform gizmo jumps over here to the origin point of world space. That happens to be at the 0, 0, 0 point of the home grid. I can rotate the objects about that point. Now, if you want to be more accurate, you can create your own coordinate system at a very precise location, instead of just eyeballing it on the screen while we're panning in view system. And we can do that with a user grid. Let's say for this demonstration that I'd like to rotate these desks and chairs about their implied geometric center. There's a point down here somewhere that these two desks are pointing to, and maybe I'd like to rotate everything around that. I'll go over here to the Helpers category and use the Grid tool. I'll create a user grid down here, and it doesn't matter the size that I drag out. This is a coordinate system, and the middle point of that object is the origin point of its coordinate system. Does that make sense? I'll move this object down to where I feel is the geometric center of these two desks. Let's say it's there. Now I need to set transform coordinate center. Go to rotate and do that. But we're missing one other piece of the puzzle, and that is we must select the grid reference coordinate system. So we have it all together. We have the user grid, we have the grid reference coordinate system, and we have the transform coordinate center. Now the gizmo is at the center of the user grid, and I can rotate my selection about that point.